Today, we wrap up Go Green Week with some spring gardening tips from the author of A Beautiful and Easy Care Flower Garden. Please welcome Stacy Ling.
Stacy! We're ready.
All right.
We're ready.
So
Here we are.
So first up, before we head into the garden, we want to be a little garden chic. We want to wear a hat with a nice wide brim to protect our face from the sun and maybe keep us a little cool in the summer. Also, we want to grab some garden gloves because they'll not only protect your hands from getting dirty, but also prevent blisters and maybe get a better grip on the tools when you're working.
And accidentally, if you touch a worm or a snake, you don't want to...
I'm with you on that
And
one.
sunblock and bug spray.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, what's next? I want to hear about this hardiness zone because they were telling me about it backstage, and I'm going to be honest, I still don't get it. Is this like certain plants only grow in certain places?
Oranges aren't going to grow in Toronto.
But you can try.
Yeah.
Can't you try?
You can try.
Okay.
So your hardiness zone will tell you what kind of plants you can grow that will survive the winter in your locality.
Okay.
It will also drive you to your first and last frost date, which tells you what you can plant when. So it's almost like a cheat sheet for your garden.
And this is changing a little bit, right? With
It just
the way,
changed.
yeah.
Yeah, I just changed from 6A to 6B.
Oh.
I don't know what that means, 6A to 6B.
Well, things will bloom a little bit earlier, and the season gets started a little bit earlier. It's a little bit warmer.
So you're in zone 6?
I'm in zone 6.
Okay, got it.
Yep.
Got
Okay.
it. Okay, what's next?
And speaking of cheat sheets, you know, plants, when you go to the nursery,
Yeah,
they
have
also
cheat
have a little cheat sheet too. They tell you how to grow them. It's got all your basic information on the plant tags, like your height, spacing, width, bloom time, what kind of sunlight it needs. So it really tells you how to grow a garden.
So we should not take these and throw them away the way I usually do. We should
And you should
actually...
also know what's around in your yard, right? Like little animals that like your flowers and
100%,
plants.
because they could be a real problem. Animals like deer, voles, groundhogs, chipmunks.
Chipmunks.
They're so
cute. What do you suggest combating them?
So there are a few common ways that you can deal with them in your garden. Number one, you can erect some fencing or something like that.
Sure.
You can use repellents, or you can, even your family dog can like chase them out of the yard. Which
they don't like the dogs.
They don't like the dogs. But we can also plant certain plants that have certain attributes that those animals don't like.
Like what?
So for example, deer are not fans of plants that have like prickly foliage, fuzzy leaves, if it's heavily scented, or like, and they can even sense if it's poisonous, so they'll leave it alone.
Okay, that's interesting to know. Should we be planting things around the border that, like if we're growing a garden and we don't want it eaten by rabbits, do we take the anti-rabbit plants and put them around the border of the garden?
Yeah, that's actually a really good idea. That's called companion planting. And so you can actually mix them, these repelling plants, among other plants that are a little bit more susceptible.
Good.
All right.
Got it.
Great. All right. Listen, we need to take a break, but when we return, we'll discuss the importance of attracting pollinators to your garden.
Am I even on this show? I have yet to clear the plants in this set. We are back with professional gardener Stacy Ling, and we're talking about spring gardening. What's next? What do we have here?
So here we've got some pollinator-friendly plants.
Oh, okay. So this is like what will help your garden grow.
Yep, butterflies, bees,
birds,
hummingbirds, yes.
Okay.
So healthy ecosystems depend on pollinators. About 75% of all flowering plants are pollinated by insects and wildlife, and that helps support other wildlife, improves our soil, supplies oxygen. It also makes our gardens a little more bountiful in our landscapes, and it adds a lot of life to your gardens.
Yes. You also suggest planting native plants. Tell me about that.
Yes. So native plants are plants that have been growing in your locality for hundreds, maybe thousands of years without human intervention. They're easy to grow, low maintenance. They attract pollinators with minimal effort. So it's almost like a no-fail plant.
So give me an example of like a native plant in New York, say, since we're here?
So Rudbeckia, here's one right here. It has these beautiful yellow daisies. Rudbeckia, also known as black-eyed Susan.
Oh, bee-friendly.
Yep.
Oh.
Attracts bees, butterflies, and other birds. And it blooms in the summer through fall. It looks really pretty. One of my faves.
To be a good home gardener, it's not just about the plants. What else do we need to know?
So It's also a really good idea before you go shopping for plants to get a good idea of what kind of light conditions you have in your garden. That way you buy the right plants that will grow well in your
Not in
little
a shady spot.
Exactly.
Right. Got it.
So the way to know what you have is after the trees leaf out in spring, you want to watch your garden for a full day. If you get 6 to 8 hours, that's full sun. 4 to 6 hours is partial shade, and anything less than 4 hours is considered shade.
Shade.
Yeah.
Okay.
And you have some compost here?
Yes. So compost is a great add-on to your garden. It improves your soil, feeds your plants.
There's bugs crawling in there.
And
It's alive.
improves drainage.
And how do we know if we're overwatering or underwatering? Oh, underwatering, it's usually pretty apparent, but how do we know if we're overwatering?
So when you water, it's a good idea to water deeply and a little less frequently. Always water the base of plants in the mornings because that way the water will evaporate during the day, and that will help prevent pest and disease problems.
Stacy's book is Beautiful Easy Care Flower Garden, and a copy of our plant hardiness zone chart is on our website. Coming up next, Mallow and Ricky perform.